It's your boy T-Bro here with the reaction. Now, I got finished doing a reaction to the top 10 anime that's not based on manga. Now, this one is the top 10 faithful anime adaptations of manga. So, this is the one who stuck faithfully to the manga. Manga. I'm trying. Once I say manga, I'm thinking manga. Whatever. Anyway, top 10. The one that got stay faithful to the manga material and everything from the original to the series, though. So let's check out the top 10 faithful anime adaptations of manga.
These animes stuck close to their roots.
Okay.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most faithful anime adaptations of manga. For this list, we're taking into account how well the following anime captured their manga.
One time I said manga, now I say manga.
Style and tone.
So I guess we'll be saying, wait, manga or manga?
We're also going to be pretty harsh on series that, while staying true to the manga, ended up doing the most frustrating aspects of that manga's adaptation, the filler. Yes, we're looking at you, Naruto. Why are you so fixated on me?
Because you're my friend.
Number 10, Dragon Ball Z Kai.
So Dragon Ball.
Anyone at all familiar with the original Dragon Ball Z anime is probably also aware of its greatest criticism. It moves at a snail's pace.
You'll fight with me, Kakarot. Unless, of course, you'd like more bodies to pile up on your conscience.
Thankfully, Dragon Ball Z Kai managed to correct this flaw.
I'm done listening to this. Where's my son? Where have you hidden him? Tell
So
me!
Kai is
Over 10
based
years
on the
after
manga.
There was no need to prolong the series, so Kai is a much more authentic depiction of Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball.
They've been holding back. They can alter their power levels at will. Die, Saiyan! Makanko Sapo!
Unfortunately, the animation was not markedly improved in the 20 years since the first anime aired, aside from the intros, nor were any of the roles re-voiced, though the original cast was excellent. Otherwise, this entry might have been higher on this list.
No low-class bottom feeder can surpass me in strength. It's unthinkable. I am not just a Saiyan. I am the culmination of everything superior in the Saiyan race.
Number 9, Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
First series adaptation aired in 1999, a mere year after its manga began publication. Rather than pad itself out the way Dragon Ball Z did, Hunter x Hunter's first anime merely stopped, resuming a few years later with some OVAs. However, the 2011 adaptation, instead of continuing the established continuity of the first series, chose to restart it completely with a better animation budget. This gave the manga a chance to catch up, and creator Yoshihiro Togashi, who is prone to illness-induced hiatuses, time to wrap up the plot threads introduced in the anime's long-running penultimate arc.
お前には才能があり未来があり次のチャンスもある意地だけでその全てを捨てるのはあまりに無意味だと思わないかさっさと諦めろこのクソガキが
The manga is still running, albeit haltingly, so who knows if and when another adaptation will be on the horizon.
俺合格するから必ず合格してハンターになるから必ず無事に帰ってくること
Number 8, Hellsing
I was saying
Ultimate.
ultimate, yeah.
This much blood might even be too much for me.
In another case of premature adaptation, the manga Hellsing received an anime the same year it was created, forcing it to close out with a non-canon ending.
You're not really bringing that demon here.
I will destroy everything. I was born to bring ruin to all that is.
In an uncommon
keep
move,
watching
the next
now.
adaptation, Hellsing Ultimate, was a series of 10 OVAs, with each roughly corresponding to the manga's 10 compiled volumes.
Right
Ooh,
here,
shit.
Captain. This is where you made your last stand. You're dead. But you're not gone. Because you're inside of that girl.
Because they were not aired on television, this allowed the series' characteristic violence and gore to remain unchanged by executive meddling, meaning that not only was the plot more accurate, but the details of the plot's events were too. This format also allowed for a better animation budget when compared to a weekly show.
Oh shit! Damn!
Number 7, Bakuman.
絶対に漫画家になってやる。
So some don't have a dub version of
あ
this.
ずきと結婚する。
Appropriately enough, our next entry is an anime about a pair of rookie manga creators, a writer and an artist whose ultimate goal is to create a manga successful enough to become an anime.
将来は画家かデザイナーってところか。いつもおじさんは漫画家とは言わなかった。
Unlike the previous entries, Bakuman aired in 3 distinct seasons, which might be a common format in the West, but is relatively uncommon in Japan, due to fierce competition for time slots. The animation is true to the art of the manga, which, given the fact that the story follows the lives of manga writers and artists, can vary wildly between scenes, especially when portraying the fictional manga within the series.
面白い。やっぱ漫画ってすごいな。
The characters are also quite well cast, with most of the selected voices matching their roles to a T.
はあ？俺があずきのこと好きなの知っててなんで？だからお前がいないと意味がないんだ。
Number 6, Parasite, the Maxim. As we've already demonstrated, it helps to wait a bit before animating a manga.
That's
Still,
another
nearly
one.
20 years,
And this is
which is
another
how long
one that
Parasite reached the screen, is one of the longest waits
has
on
a
our
dub
list.
version on Toonami. Do y'all know? They don't show it. They don't like to play on the countdown. I don't know what's up with that.
Apart from toning down the blood and gore, as well as an updated setting with present-day technology, Parasite the Maxim retains a lot from its source material, recreating several standout moments,
shit.
such as the infamous space splitter decapitation scene with great accuracy.
Yeah. Oh damn! Damn! Oh!
5. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Nice.
I've always known what it was to have a father, but I have never had what you would call a mother. I was quite intrigued by her and how she cared for me.
Like several earlier entries on this list, this series is the second version of its manga to be adapted to anime form. Although the first anime was well received and fantastic in its own right, it had to close out its story before the manga got that far.
The final proof is coming soon, when you see how little I care.
It wasn't until Brotherhood that fans were treated to the manga's intended conclusion, along with improved animation. That's not to say it's a perfect adaptation, though, as parts of the early series are glossed over or accelerated, likely to reach the point where the plot diverges from the first anime more quickly. Even so, Brotherhood is as great an adaptation as you could hope for, with a few exceptions.
It won't take much time for their soldiers to fully regroup and seize the building.
Let's look at the door.
Number 4, Kuroko no Basket, aka Kuroko's Basketball.
Ooh.
すべての数値がずば抜けてる。こんなの高一男子の数値じゃない。
Like I
This
said,
battle style basketball series,
the only one I watched in dub. I mean, watching sub, like I like basketball. But please come out with a dub version, please. I'm begging whoever makes this anime.
Bakuman was aired in seasons due to its manga still being in progress during the first part of its broadcast, ending its publication run in 2014. The anime follows the manga well for the most part, translating the series' exact
Now you say manga.
special move
It's
based
manga or
depiction
manga,
of sport
dude.
faithfully, using some truly impressive animation.
Boom!
Although, it should be noted, it does away with some of the slower moving chapters present in the manga. Regardless, all of the main plot points were hit, and the overall themes and tone of the manga are brought to life in this fantastic adaptation. Number 3, Mushishi.
When you get to this point, at the place that's closest to your heart, right here, these creatures are the Mushi. They are life in its purest form.
A supernatural detective series of sorts is set in a fictional version of 19th century Japan. Mushishi has one distinct advantage that made it ideal for translating it into another realm, namely its episodic nature.
I thought she might be a hallucination at first. Her hair was this unearthly green.
Because the main character, Ginkgo, is somewhat of a wanderer, his adventures are usually self-contained, allowing for the people behind the anime to change the order in which these adventures occur, without affecting the overall story unduly.
As far back as I can remember, whenever my father would sense even the slightest hint of a coming rain, he would become a completely different person.
While that might seem like a large alteration, the anime makes up for it by recreating the scenes with great accuracy, as well as capturing and in some cases improving upon the enchanted atmosphere established in the books.
Someone's coming.
2, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Series.
空こぼれ落ちた2つの星が光と闇の水面包み込まれてゆく
While there have been a few adaptations of this long-running anthology manga over its 30 years of publication, it's only since 2012 that the animators have really been able to capture the essence of JJBA.
君が泣くまで泣けるのをやめないこんなカスみたいなやつにこの手をが
Beginning with the animated version of the first sub-series, Phantom Blood, the JoJo's anime have been incredibly stylized, using contrasting color schemes.
抜けた単独走です華麗な相変わらず華麗な走りっぷりやったー
The animation is kept so close to creator Horihiko Araraki's art style that during moments of importance, usually when someone performs some kind of attack, written sound effects are shown
Oh,
on
that's from
screen,
JoJo as well?
truly giving the
Okay,
impression
I
that you're
think
watching a
that is
manga
from
in
JoJo as
motion.
well.
Ora, 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 indeed. Before we reveal our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
お待たせドアーズのチームメイト諸君
7月9日22
Please,
時
but I guess I normally don't have it
タ
have
ケ
a
ノコ
double
に歌う
version
村
either.
の茂みにて日本アマガエル
Now you, I guess the dub version was out yet in this countdown.
Number 1, Monster.
Everyone says you're supposed to be the best surgeon in this entire hospital. Why? Why?
It was a tough choice between this and our number 2 pick, but we had to give the edge to this psychological thriller series. The fact that the anime began several years after the manga ended puts it at an advantage over most other
years.
adaptations. Usually that's a little dangerous,
Holy
as the
shit.
anime's creator often feel like they need to take liberties with the source material.
There appears to be one survivor, a girl. A man and a woman are dead. A boy is in critical condition.
What really seals the deal is the shot-for-shot recreation of a majority of the manga's panels on screen.
Yeah, she was
While it
shocked.
doesn't go quite as
She was
far as
shocked.
to include visual sound effects like JoJo's, Monster's more realistic style lends itself to the jump between mediums.
Monsters coming. Monsters coming.
Do you agree with our list?
こいつマジか限りなく甘っちょろいやつだぜ
Which anime do you think stuck closest to the manga? For more true to the source material top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to Watch Mojo.
どうしてそういう大事なことを先に言わないの
すいません聞かれなかったんで
だから何も喋らんのか己は
This was pretty good. I mean, another good top 10 lineup right there. Anime is that's based on the manga and all that. So yeah, or manga, whatever one it is. So, do you agree with the list? Let my reaction, like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel, like my Facebook page. Definitely a lot of anime I like to check out though. There's like so many animes I can't keep all of them though, but definitely check some of these animes out. So your boy T, we're signing off. One love.